Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 9 of my favorite power trio bands of all time. 31 Days of July. My 31 favorite power trio bands. 3 guys, or guys and gals. The sex doesn't matter. It could be male or female. It doesn't matter. And it could be really any instruments, right? As long as they're generating lots of power. And at some point in time, these bands had a trio configuration. Some of these bands, including the one I'm going to talk about today, actually graduated from a power trio to include a 4th member and sometimes a 5th member as well. So this particular group, a Southern band, got their start. They formed in 1994. First album came out in 1995. Of course, 2 of the guys at the time were also members of the Allman Brothers Band. Talking about Government Mule, Warren Haynes, Alan Woody, and Matt Apps. Warren, of course, on guitars and vocals, Alan Woody on bass, and Matt Apps on drums. Government Mule, there they are right there. One of the great Southern rock, blues rock power trios of all time. Again, one of those bands that persevered for many, many years, still going strong today, but no longer a power trio. But they were a power trio for the first couple of albums. And, to me, I still really lean pretty heavily on that period in time where it was just those 3 guys. Once Alan Woody left us a few years later, Warren decided to kind of retool the bands, with a new bass player, bring in a keyboard player, additional guitars, all that sort of thing. So they expanded the lineup beyond just the power trio format, maybe in, kind of like remembrance of Alan, right, and tribute to him. Let's kind of retool the band a little bit, and that's cool too because they've released a lot of good music since then. But like I said, the original power trio stuff is really my favorite. So of course you got the self-titled Government Mule, which we talked a bit on the Southern Rock show we did last month. Great stuff on here. I think, Rockin' Horse, Mother Earth, Temporary Saint, Train is Mule is a great song, Painted Silverlight, Left Coast Groovies, World of Difference. They got all sorts of albums here representing this period in time. The Telstar Sessions, which is early recordings, of some stuff that wound up on that first album. And subsequent albums, you got Blind Man in the Dark on here, Rockin' Horse, Monkey Hill, their cover of Mr. Big, right, by Humble Pie. Humble Pie by Free. Just Got Paid. They're great doing covers, right? The cover of Just Got Paid. Telstar Sessions is dynamite. Of course, you got the second album, which really rocks. These 2 albums are just really, to me, the early Government Mule is really like a love letter to their love of the British hard rock and blues rock bands like Free and Bad Company and Humble Pie and The Faces, that sort of thing. This has got Blind Man in the Dark, Thorazine's Shuffle, Thelonious Beck, right? Birth of the Mule, John the Revelator, She Said, great cover right there, Raven Black Knight. Great stuff there. You got these wonderful live albums, right? You got Live at the Roseland Ballroom, which is just terrific. Live with a little help from my friends. These guys played these epic shows where they played a good chunk of their catalog and some great covers. Just some fantastic stuff. And then, the last of the trio, the power trio albums, is Life Before Insanity, which is also terrific. It's got the great Wandering Child on here, Life Before Insanity, Lay Your Burden Down, Killer Song, World Gone Wild, lots of other great songs on here. In My Life, terrific stuff. Soulful vocals from Warren Haynes, who's just such a great singer, and an amazing guitar player, but more importantly, that big fat bass from Alan Woody and Matt Apps, perfectly capable and complementary drums to the music that they were doing. Just a really good trio that was firing on all cylinders. It's a really shame that we lost Alan, right, to kind of disrupt. Again, no disrespect to any of the music they've created after Alan left us, because it's all really good. But you just have to wonder, where they would have gone as a band, as a trio, had Alan not left us, and they would have kind of continued on with this kind of style, right? Maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't have. Hard to say. But some really fantastic stuff. Again, just really good modern-day Southern blues rock and hard rock with lots of nods to the British bands of the 60s, 70s, and the early 80s, right? That's basically, for me, what Government Mule is always about. Live, they would do lots of jamming. Of course, they learn their lessons quite well in the Allman Brothers Band, right? So lots of jamming live with Government Mule, like 3-4 hour long shows. And yeah, just a seriously good band. I knew they were going to wind up in my top 10 somewhere. And of course they have. So there you have it. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Never gets old doing that. Let us know what your pick for number 9 on our countdown of our 31 favorite power trio bands. And, let us know what you think of the Mule down in the comments below. And join us again tomorrow for another pick. And visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. All together. All the damn time. Just 8 more to go. And then we'll move on to something else for the month of August. I'm going to do something in the month of August that probably a good portion of you, I don't know if you're going to be all that interested in, but I don't really care because I want to do it anyway, because the month of August is more about doing a daily show for the bands out there, right? So hopefully most of you will be along for the ride. Hopefully you'll learn about some cool new bands that you might not have listened to before. So I'm going to go against conventional wisdom for the month of August, and I'm going to do a daily show that I think is more about promoting some of our great newer bands that have burst on the scene in the styles that we talk about here on the channel over the last 20 years or so, since 2000. That I think you guys should all, I've talked about most, if not all of them here before, but I'm going to give a month dedication to the ones that I feel are the best. One pick each and every day. I'm going to call it the must-hear bands of the 2000s. Again, prog, metal, hard rock, fusion, that sort of thing. So it's good. You don't expect to see chart-topping bands, that are hip hop and indie and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be the genres that we cover here on the channel. Some of, I think, are the bands that you really should, if you haven't investigated, that you really should. So I totally understand that a good chunk of folks won't be interested in that because you really don't like anything newer, and that's okay, but I wish you would change your mind. So we'll see you in August for that, and then in September we'll dive back into more like kind of this type of thing like we're doing here. So visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. See you tomorrow morning with pick number 8 in our countdown of our favorite power trios. Till then, I am Pete Pardo. Have a good one. Bye-bye.